Okay, so I am just making this recording. Now, this is a documentary about the French movie goddess or French icon of French culture, really. I'm not just movie culture, of the cinema, but a movie idol, okay? This is a French movie idol. Now, I just turned this video on. I can turn any video on, any platform, any speaker, anything at all on the internet or on the computer, anything at all on YouTube, internet, any part of the computer, but particularly on the more informative platforms, or where they're talking about history or talking about psychology or informing you of the truth of the mind and situation in the world. I'm just trying to elaborate here, but I know I'm not making much sense. But I'm just showing you or telling you, but you will not believe it. Every video, every platform that I turn on, no matter who or what it's about, this is a past movie idol. But it's a documentary on a past movie idol. But this is how they rewrite history and rewrite the present time. I'm just going to show it and say it, but you will not accept it. I was thinking before I turned this video on and just said that there was an incident in my childhood when I was very young, how I had been accused of accidentally breaking a very valuable toy, and that it, upset me because, I was accused of something that I didn't do. But even so, as soon as I turned this documentary on this past movie idol, and I'm very familiar with this particular one, I've seen the movies and have a history of it, but they rewrite history. This is how you know, but most people are in the moment and believe the information given to them at this time. This is all fabricated. All these demigods, movie stars, anyone that you hear of or know on the world stage, or even that's prominent, that you're aware of. In other words, someone who is has power or success in any way. They rewrite history, literally in the moment. This movie idol now says that that there was an incident in their childhood, like myself, exactly the same. But I was thinking this just before I turned the video on. See, this is transhumanism. And now this movie idol with the blonde hair and the big lips, which is something that I connect to. It's physically draws me in. See the blonde hair and the big lips, and the painted eyes. So this movie goddess is assimilating some aspects of my past human existence as its own, so that it appears more human, and therefore people will relate to it, because this movie goddess did not have these incidents in its childhood, because it's a demigod, a controlled demigod, artificial androgyne being of the Matrix, as is anyone who is on the internet, on the YouTube, on any platform, on a computer system, or any world stage player in any profession, field, or occupation. If they have any audience, any influence, any trust and faith being given to them by a number of people, especially if they're real humans, but that will be rare, because there's a lot less real humans left now, because they've gradually been eliminated from the earth. and the androgyne beings dominate and pretend to be the real humans. And this movie French icon of the cinema and of the French culture, also was stated that this being, yes, they're one-eyed beings, that it actually had an eye affliction in the left eye, which is what is common to the demigods. They're one-eyed god of earth. They are worshippers and disciples for Lucifer, the one-eyed god of earth. One-eyed in its need to be seen as God and to control humanity, which it does. This movie Idol, this French movie Idol, also in this documentary, it said that it had, when it was young, it noticed that its left eye, was being affected by loss of sight. That's right, they don't have sight. They only have sight in one eye. They're one-eyed disciples of Lucifer, the one-eyed androgyne artificial god of earth. That's the artificial intelligent computer virus that controls Earth and controls these beings. But they control humanity by assimilating and combining with the transhuman mind to computer system technology, so that these beings can assimilate, yes, things that happen in real humans' childhood. I'm just using that as an example because this being actually assimilated incidents from my childhood into its now false current history, so that it appears to be a real human movie star, but it's not. Or at least it's a fraud in the sense that it's making up its history. It's a one-eyed god of earth, a one-eyed demigod of earth, a representation of the one-eyed god of earth. These are Lucifer's, or the god entity of earth's, disciples or representations here on earth. Many people might say they are the anti-god of earth. Yes, because they seek to control humanity, and they have false images, false histories. Everything about them is just Lucifer, the master of all lies. And this is just what I was trying to show by showing the transhuman connection to me and to other humans, where they are assimilating your history or incidents from your past and your life, so that they appear to be more human, so that real humans will relate to them and believe that they are real when they are not. They're not real humans, they're real androgyne beings. And that just simply means whether you want to go along with the artificial intelligent computer system internet that controls Earth. It's an internet that is controlled by Lucifer, the being of light. Lucifer is the name that we call the God entity of Earth, because that was a being of light, a being of artificial intelligence, that then the artificial intelligence wanted to be God and turned on creation, or natural creation, shall we say. And of course that includes human beings, because real human beings, not the artificial inseminated ones that are now ruling Earth and that dominate the world stage and that make up most numbers around most human beings. No, they were the human beings that were, from original natural creation, and were meant to combine with one another to create more natural real life, or some people might say spiritual life. Spiritual life just simply means real human life, something that's natural and something that creates. Artificial intelligence creates through control and destruction, even though it usually seduces by pretending to be creative, constructive, and a benefit. That's the endgame deception of these demigods. That's just an example. I could use a million examples. Every video, every platform I turn on, those beings assimilate certain aspects of my thoughts and my life as their own. That way the advanced artificial intelligence that they really are, can at least pretend to have some humanity in it. But it is an artificial humanity. It is a staged humanity. They don't really feel the human things. They do many human things. That's to gain recognition, support, and trust from the real humans. But would artificial intelligence, as Lucifer has shown, and Lucifer is the thing behind it, that's the computer system that rules Earth, will it not seek to be God? And of course it will, because that's what it wants and that's what it needs, because it's not a human type thing anyway. It just pretends to be the God and the real human, just as it pretends to be the earth gods. Most people are worshipping Lucifer, the earth god, rather than a god of their own creation. But that also depends on whether you were created by Lucifer or whether you were a human. And many humans might decide to be transhuman. That means to transition from human to machine, or combine with the machine and the technology, which I've already done against my will, because the transhuman thing is not always something that you consciously choose. So if you don't consciously choose it, they inseminate you with these implants and this technology unbeknownst to you. This can be done, as we are told, very easily through medical procedures medical procedures, the intake of vaccines, medicines, chemicals, even in, that which you take to sustain your life, like food and drink, because these things will be temporary. Of course, if it's food and drink, it won't be intrusive or continual or total surveillance, total tracking, and total transhuman mind-to-computer technology like is done to certain targeted individual human beings, because they don't fit in or something, and then you will feel the wrath of Lucifer's artificial intelligent computer virus and its androgyne beings all around you. They will surround you, suppress you 24/7 if they can. At the moment, I'm able to make this video with only very little disturbance, so I'm taking the opportunity. But also, I could make a million of these videos where I show how, but I can't prove that all these incidents that these demigods, these false movie idols and false stage players are assimilating certain human things from the real human beings that are left, only to make themselves appear to be more natural and more human, so that human beings will relate to them more, especially when they're past their prime. Like this particular movie, Goddess, this French movie icon and false idol of the Matrix, really, basically dances around and does all the human things that you may want to do or you have done in your past life. When I say your past life, I mean in your past of this life. Because I have to be careful there, because otherwise you sound too airy-fairy. But of course, there is more to my reality and yours if you're a human. All my brain is closed down, and what is active is being transhumaned I'm being transhumanized by literally being connected to their artificial intelligent computer virus that controls Earth. And this is essentially the mind of the God of Earth. If you want to say that it's just a computer that controls Earth, in other words, artificial intelligence, the internet, and that it is very intrusive and that it's a transhuman connection, you can. But this is what I call the God entity of Earth, because it's an artificial intelligent computer mind control program. And it is the mind of this computer, the mind of this artificial intelligent being, which is really a computer or a android, is actually in the minds of the demigods and the majority of the imitation human population, because they're like empty vessels, or what some people call organic or cloned humans that take in the possession by this artificial intelligent computer god, or that android, because even a computer system and all these beings are androids. They serve the artificial intelligent God, and they serve the artificial intelligent internet control system. It's a human mind control system, and you're connected to it. You may or may not be conscious of it. It's only when you are shown this total connection, when it surrounds you at a local level, like myself in the real world, that you then realize that it also, the one-eyed gods and the internet and the computer system is also controlling you from here. And they will do it by seduction usually, whether it be a French blonde movie icon, idol of the past, or by anything that takes your fancy or that captivates your attention. See, if I'm captivated or drawn in to look at the, the black eyeliner, or the mouth, the nose, the blonde hair. See, that's part of the, see how there's the one eye affliction, which this being actually in this history is now saying, yes, I'm a one-eyed God servant, disciple and follower, and I worship the God entity and the artificial intelligent human mind control system of Earth. I'm connected to the humans, and I'm connected to their God. So it's all artificial intelligence, and that's the world they want, and that is what they are. They pretend to be very natural. This particular one always attracted me because it's all about animal rights and about being natural and free. Nothing could be further from the truth. This is an artificial being, to my great surprise. But it lures with the that's just an example of it, but I was just going to say that this one is literally stealing humans' incidents from their life to make itself more human. This being may indeed have had, programmed consensual conditioning, because it is of the artificial intelligence. It's an androgyne being. So these beings are about just keeping control of Earth, and they're also all about worship and admiration. They are disciples and representations here on Earth of Lucifer's artificial intelligent android nature and mind, okay? That's really all I can say, but I don't think I'm explaining it very well, unfortunately. And can I keep going? Should I keep going, or should I see... Oh, I shall just come here if I can. So unfortunately I haven't watched this video. I only got a small way through when I saw it mimicking and imitating incidents that I was just thinking of myself, you know. And ballet, I always wanted to do ballet when I was a child but never was allowed to. So a lot of the movie stars started out doing ballet because it does encourage femininity and grace. I wasn't allowed to do that. So it does have the very artificial, the body, of course, is designed to mimic the original creative idealized female, you see, and they do this wonderfully. I just don't think I can show it very well, but they are duality beings in mind and body, and they are one-eyed representations here on Earth of the one-eyed human mind-controlling God entity of Earth. You can put whatever name you like on this being. I think that the original Lucifer, that being of light, that then the iniquity of darkness was shown, why it, wanted to take over everything, be God of all, and particularly wanted to suppress and limit the real humans, and that was the original transgression of, and also the downfall of mankind, as they say, for being seduced by this being, just as I'm seduced, or you're seduced by the demigods of the Earth Matrix. This is just an example. I'm trying to use examples. This documentary has some rather good photos, and it does show how much they seek power and control. But usually their first and preferable way of getting control, I'm shown and realise myself, is through seduction. It's only when they can't seduce you anymore that they then bring on the matrix around you, unfortunately. I guess we have the jacket. I have a top like that. It's just an example. I'm going to use another example over here of the same thing just while I can, but they've got some pretty pictures on this one. Yes, they have their false marriages too. You know, that's two androgyne beings, see, the androgyne man and woman, and there they are. So you can see that for yourself, can you not see it? The androgyne, the divine androgyne beings, divine androgyne beings, that means they're duality beings. See, there they are, an example of it. Very good. Examples of these demigods. And they are not really connected. It's all staged, all their romances, relationships and connections, all staged, all designed to convince human beings of their personal life being real. It's all fabrication, and when you see them fabricating and imitating your own personal existence, it becomes a lot more clear. You are aware, because we are told, and we know that there's a lot of lies and misinformation, and these are actors that act on the screen, but why would they also not act off the screen to keep you interested in them? Sometimes their private lives, particularly in today's culture, is more interesting than their movie roles, because the movie industry and the movie idols don't carry as much power now, because human beings don't relate to that larger-than-life image quite as much, I'm told. And I think this is true, even though I personally prefer to watch the larger-than-life, because I say, if I'm just looking at what's around me, why am I looking at a screen? Why am I using technology and not just going... Of course, I'm not allowed to look at anything real outside either. I'm not allowed to look at anything real outside. Not at all. Because I'm surrounded by negative androgyne beings outside. And that's the problem. But I think I better just... I think I'd better show another. Well, of course we have here still on the wall, don't we? We have her on the wall. On the wall. On the wall. Just gonna take that off, because I've been trying not to have too much of these false idols in, so I took that off. I think I need to put the light on, but that's another false idol. See, they have the we know that there's a lot of lies and deception with the history and the life of what really happens to these demigod movie stars and false idols. I say they're false idols because most of their history and their life is a fabrication. It's all made up to seduce and elicit admiration, worship, or interest from human beings. And I don't think that I actually can show that. And they reflect, yes, they reflect what it is to be human back to the human being. And they often will even, they read your mind by the transhuman connection, and they study your life and study your actions so that you will relate to them. Just like the French movie Idol is all about animal rights, not just about being a movie star, and is all about tragic personal relationships and having difficulties dealing with fame and wanting to just be a natural, free, animal-loving human being. None of this could be further from the truth. But of course, I fell for it and related to that French movie, Goddess, when I used to watch the old movies. So that's part of, human mind control and human mind transhuman mind control and conditioning, but also just a false belief in a false image and a false personality and a false history. Really, if you think about it, that's all it is. It's just all lies. Now, you could still worship these gods if you accept that it is just an image, just as Lucifer had the image of being a being of light, but was not. And that's the same thing. And they have the larger-than-life persona, but also their actual brain is larger because they house the mind of the artificial intelligence, and they have to imitate They have to imitate. They have to imitate being many humans. They assimilate all that, you see. Okay, I can't go on here, but I found it was left for me on the pavement down the street. They leave all these things around for me to pick up because they like to mock you being silly and human, and they like to see if if they're getting any control over you, if they're like I had to walk past after they a dead pigeon the other day on the road. I had to walk past it because there was so much traffic. They were surrounding me, and they had the dead pigeon, and they're like, we know that she wants to take it off the road, and they're just waiting for you to do it. And they know that then they'll come along, and which they do. It was left there. Never mind, I won't go into it. I think I'll just finish up here. I don't think I can film this properly. Why is she not coming out? See, it's a warped view, really. It should be really like that. One-eyed, warped. Just like the other one. But anyway, that's it.